Jordy, you've been around for a while, obviously, in the AFL. This pre-season, how do you assess it? Are you encouraged? How excited are you?
Yeah, it's a bit like I liken it to the first season when I come back to Freo. It's a similar sort of feel. Um, Very young, exciting, energetic group, and everyone's on the same page with where we want to go. And it's been challenging in every different way this year. It's been really hot. We've done a lot of work, a lot of running in the legs, and a lot more footy. So it's been a great pre-season so far.
Has it been a harder pre-season? It seems to be a lot of work being done. Has there been more volume, do you think, or what do you think? Any changes?
Yeah, slightly a little bit more from the conversations we've had around the club, and that's really exciting. And to get the work in now and set us up for the year ahead, it's really exciting.
It's going to be stupidly hot today. Like, what do you get out of the session specifically in the heat that you don't get from a normal session?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a external distraction to what we're doing out there. We're out there to play footy and that sort of thing. So we use it as a bit of an advantage in a way to try and take our minds and keep it on footy rather than worry about things that we can't control.
So it's a mental challenge rather than a physical challenge?
Oh, it's both, I suppose. But like I said, we've been coached all year to worry about the things we can control, and heat's out of our control, so we're not going to worry about it too much.
How about you this pre-season, Jordan? It sounds like you're one of the guys who stepped up the work that you did in that off-season and have really taken that into the summer?
Yeah, I was probably just something I wanted to do individually was set myself up best I can for this year ahead. So, coming off last year, I probably wasn't overly stoked with how it went. So, it's sort of just off my own bat to, put the foot down and put the head down and get to work. And I think everyone in the group, to be fair, has done the same thing.
What sort of results have you seen in your training? What have you felt better in?
Just everything. Energy, the way I can cover the ground, and just getting involved and even being more of a voice out there. With Youngie probably moving up to the midfield, there goes another leadership sort of roll down back, and just being able to try and help Moose and Lukey Ryan out in those sorts of areas has been something that I've wanted to do.
What's the backline going to look like, do you reckon, for round one? It's going to be different with players who used to play there now moving to other positions.
Yeah, obviously, it's not going to be too dissimilar to the end of last year, I don't think. So, there's a lot of contests for spots all over the ground, and it's really exciting to see. You want to be in that situation, and it's set up some healthy competition at training, which has been awesome.
Anyone specifically who you can see pushing you?
Well, obviously, the obvious ones that Youngie's gone up into the midfield and James H slotted down back, and we're still a while away from round one and the best 22 and what it's going to look like. So I'm just glad that I don't have to pick that team.
Any concerns about Coxie? Sorry, Coxie not probably might not be there for round one.
I actually have no idea. I mean, from what I hear, he's progressing really well, but we've had 4 days off and probably haven't seen all the boys this morning or all the coaches. So I've no doubt that Coxie's going to do everything he can to be out there round one, and he's so important to us. So fingers crossed that'll be the case.
So much talk about Youngie going into the midfield. You're just locked in down back. Do you ever hope JL gives you the chat and says, mate, up forward?
Sometimes if I said I want to play up forward, I'd end up in the Swan River. I think that's how hard I get forward. So, no, I'm pretty happy just staying down back. Obviously, it's a pretty likeable role down there, and I'm grateful that I just get to be out on the ground. So, wherever JL wants to play me is where I'll be playing.
In terms of H moving back with you guys, he's played everywhere in the AFL, really, like half forward, midfielder, wing, back. Like, what makes his versatility so important to this group?
His experience is a massive thing in this group, and just the way he is, his calmness and his ability to solve problems and just have that cool head. And he's a bit of a granddad in the group now, I suppose. He's one of the real older boys, and we love having him down there. He's, like I said, his calmness, his experience, and the way he problem solves is a massive asset for us back there.
You've seen and played with some of the greats in Dangerfield and Selwood and that. So Fyfe now, sort of lifting again, coming again at his age. I mean, we saw Joel do it late. Are you getting a little bit excited about what maybe Fyfe can produce?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when I came home, I sat in Fyfe's house with him. We had a coffee, or might have been a cup of tea, and just told him how excited I was to play with him, and because of what he can do and the type of player he is. And unfortunately, he hasn't got the body right so far, and he always reminds me that we haven't played many games together, and the way he's gone about it this pre-season is it's really exciting to be around. Like, he seems to be back to the Fyfe of old, and I can't wait to run out there with him and see him at work.
I noticed with Joel what they did was they rested him a lot and played him off the bench even, and I know he resisted that for a long time, but then he realised it was the best thing for him. Can you see something like that? It's not your decision, but could you see something like that to extend Fyfe's career even?
Well, obviously the obvious answer is probably yes, but it's out of my control, and I'm sure that just like Joel did when he was getting rested, Fyfe's going to hate it too. So, yeah, I mean, whatever you can do to keep those blokes around long term is going to be ideal, but I'll just be stoked to get out there and run out there with him as many times as I can over the next couple of years.
What's stood out from him training wise this year when you watched him, matched him, and all that sort of stuff?
Well, the stuff that Fyfe does, and we all know him for. He's an absolute beast around the contest, and his aerial stuff, and yeah, I mean, he's physically gifted. He's a big man, and he's powerful, and he just adds a different dimension to us. And it's something that, yeah, we've probably missed around our midfield group with him not being in there, and the way he also leads that line with the younger boys around him and can be that, like similar to James H, bit of a cool head, more experienced, bit of a problem solver. His knowledge of the game to be able to pass it on and help those boys learn firsthand is amazing. So he's been very important for us.
You see mentoring Jono? Is that can you see that happening? Or it looks like that's what he's doing out there.
Yeah, I don't think he's just mentoring just Jono. I think that all the young mids and young players at our club would be silly not to delve into his knowledge and try and get on the back of him and learn as much as he can, because he is a superstar of the game, and those blokes have so much knowledge and stuff to give, and you can learn so quickly from them.
Johnny Amos was... Oh, sorry. Did you want to go? No.
Yeah, as a backline, Jordan, are you doing much different this summer? It looks like you're adding some pace onto the ball a bit with the way that you move in match sim.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say we're changing too much at all. It was only a couple of years ago that we were a very good backline, and that's something we pride ourselves on and want to get back to. So it's probably been more around boys opening up and saying, like, this is where we want to be to, and let's help each other all get there. And obviously, moving the ball out of your backline makes it a lot easier. You don't have to defend as much if you can get it out of the back half the ground. So I dare say, like every team, it's pretty similar.
And how about Brandon Walker? Have you spoken to him much about how he's tracking and when he wants to be ramping up?
Yeah, obviously he had a very serious injury, and I dare say they'll look after him a fair bit coming back from such a significant injury. But he seems to be flying. He's back running, and I mean, him at 50% is faster than everyone on the list. So it's hard to see from the outside looking in where he's at, but he seems to be progressing really well. He's back into footy over the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure the natural progression would mean that he'll be back in match play pretty soon.
You replace him in that lockdown role at times last year. Be happy to give back to him and off you go running again? Yeah,
I think it's the first thing I said at the end of the year is get yourself right, because you can have it back. It's a tough role to play, and I have a lot of respect for blokes who play that role, because sort of opened my eyes up a bit. Obviously you're happy playing that role for the team and that sort of thing, but those blokes certainly don't get enough credit, and he's very, very good at it, and he's better than me at it, so he can have it back. What
about Jai? Like, what have you seen in him? I mean, you played with two great forwards. I think you played with Cameron at Geelong, did you?
Yep.
Yeah, so you played with two great forwards there. Have you seen signs in that young man of what could come?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, Jeremy Cameron, and I would say he's not too dissimilar, if I'm very honest. The way he moves at ground level and can pick up ground balls and kicks goals from anywhere, and he's very accurate. I think that Jai's going to be a very popular player in the AFL over the next however long he plays for, and it's exciting that we've got him here at Freo, and he's a WA boy, so it's good to see those boys going well.